Good evening and welcome. It's 8 p.m. on the clock. It's time for the news on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. These are the headlines. National capital gears up for farmers. Delhi Chalo March. Farmers want legal guarantee for MSP. Agriculture Minister leading crucial talks with the farmers in Chandigarh. It's an NDTV exclusive from Abu Dhabi Temple. February 14th is when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to inaugurate the first temple to be opened in UAE. Prime Minister Modi's visit to UAE will travel to Doha on February 14th. This after 8 former Navy veterans on death row were released by the authorities. 7 of them arrived back this morning. Nitish Kumar wins the floor test in Bihar after the opposition walks out. Tejasvi Yadav's Paltu Kumar jibe at Nitish Kumar. Nitish says RJD a nepotism bastion. Bengal governor visits violence hid Sandesh Kauli. BJP versus TMC on this issue. Smriti Irani says Hindu women identified and raped. TMC hits back, says Smriti Irani, trying to provoke people. India's UPI revolution goes global. UPI services launch in Sri Lanka and Mauritius. Starting with our top focus on the farmers' march to Delhi. More than 200 farmer unions are expected to march to Delhi tomorrow over several demands, including the enactment of a law to guarantee the minimum support price of the MSP. Now, there is heavy security on the borders of the national capital with barricades so that the farmers can be prevented from entering Delhi. Large gatherings have been banned across Delhi for a month till March 12th ahead of the mega protest. Remember, the farmers are coming to the national capital to remind the government of the promises that were made after they called off their protest, a one-year-long protest, which resulted in the government taking back the farm laws. The farmers are demanding a law, legally, in fact, that guarantees the MSP. The centre currently issues MSP for 23 crops, but there is no legal framework to get crops procured at the prescribed prices. Now, a crucial meeting, ladies and gentlemen, is going on at this moment in Chandigarh between a government delegation led by Union Agriculture Minister Arjun Munda and farmer unions to find a way out. Let me go across to my colleague Vishal, who is joining us from Chandigarh. We also have Vedant, who is joining us from the national capital at the borders, where it almost seems that the Delhi police has made preparations as if it is an international border with the kind of, tactics which have been deployed. But Vishal, coming to you first, is the meeting still going on? What are you picking up from your sources as far as this meeting between the government and the farmers are concerned?
That's right, Ankit. The meeting is still going on. It started at 6 p.m. today. It's been about 2 hours, more than 2 hours actually. So the source that I spoke with, the leader from one of the farmer unions, he said that the meeting would last at least 2 to 3 hours. So it could get over any moment. Last time also when the meeting happened between the center and the farmer leaders, it took on for 3 hours. It went on till late in the night. So the latest is from the meeting is that the demands of the farmers have been tabled. There are 10 demands, so they have all been tabled. On top of that list is, as you mentioned earlier, it's the enactment of law that guarantees minimum support price for all the farmers for all crops, and that should be according to the Swaminathan Commission. So that's on top of the list. All the demands have been tabled. We will have to wait for the meeting to get over to get more updates on that. But as far as the the real action from Punjab is considered, it depends on the outcome of this meeting that is supposed to end in 1 hour or so. Farmers are coming in from all across North India, especially Punjab and Haryana. We were on the Shambhu border, which is the border between Haryana and Punjab. We were on the Punjab side.
Right.
So farmers had started coming in. Tractors were lined up. For a mock drill, police had fired some smoke canisters, so there was a helter-skelter situation. Hundreds of people were running around.
Right.
It was sort of quite messy. Yeah.
Precisely. That is where, in fact, if we can call it, the situation could, in fact, spiral out of hand. The way the farmers are being stopped. And in that regard, Vedant, what you've been reporting since morning, multiple layers of security have been put in place. But it is just not to stop the farmers, but the collateral are the locals, those who live in the border areas. They are also being inconvenienced.
Absolutely, Ankit. I come to you from the Singhu border. What I see here is unprecedented. Multiple companies of Rapid Action Forces, CRPF Jawans deployed here at the Singhu border. I remember covering the farmers' protest 2 years ago, but what we see here right now is never seen before. I'll also show you the kind of preparations that the Delhi police have made. Unprecedented and shocking here, Ankit. Layers and layers of security. You have these big concrete blocks here put. You have these barbed wires, being put here. You have layers and layers of barricades, concrete blocks, anti-riot vehicles deployed here. And there, if you can see, you have these big blocks, big cement blocks that have been put here as well to stop the farmers from entering. So the Delhi police really leaving nothing to chance. In fact, on the other side of the border, if Pavan can show you the kind of security deployment that is there, you have CRPF Jawans there deployed, for the farmers tomorrow. And as you rightly pointed out, that the regular commuters are being inconvenienced. In fact, Pavan and I actually had to walk for several kilometers. We were coming from the Haryana side, and it was absolutely unprecedented, the kind of security arrangements. Here also you can see there are these big concrete blocks, these spikes also. All of this has been erected, and the work is still going on as we speak. And if Pavan can follow me as I walk you through this road. This is a very crucial border road, Ankit, and here you can see senior police officials overseeing the kind of security arrangements being made and traffic movement. Very quickly, Ankit, let me show you the traffic movement as well. You have the Delhi police trying to ensure that there's smooth traffic movement, but it's a difficult job for the Delhi police, and it's only going to get, perhaps it's only going to get worse in the morning tomorrow.
Right. Important, in fact, information there by both my colleagues. But the fact remains, ladies and gentlemen, the farmers have been saying that they want to protest peacefully, which, in fact, the Constitution permits them. But the kind of security situation and the barricading which is being done of the borders, the sealing of the borders is unprecedented. Thank you, Vedant and Vishal, for joining me with all those details. Let me also remind our viewers that there has been a public interest litigation, a PIL, which was filed in Punjab and Haryana High Court regarding the farmers' movement. Petitioners in the High Court petition has argued against the closing of the border and shutting down mobile, SMS and internet services in many districts of Haryana. They mentioned that the demand for immediate hearing on this petition, the petition demands a ban on all steps taken by Haryana government to stop the peaceful protest of farmers. Moving on now, the NDTV's exclusive ground report from the UAE temple, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to pay an official visit to the country from February 13th, and he will be there till 14th, during which he is going to inaugurate the first Hindu temple in Abu Dhabi. NDTV's Myra Shakil and Mohammad Mursalin bring you this exclusive report from the Abu Dhabi temple.
This is the beautiful Baps temple, which will be inaugurated by Prime Minister on 14th. It is spread over 27 acres. The land was given by the government of UAE, and that perhaps makes it very special in terms of that cultural connect, the connect also of civilization, one may say. This temple inauguration will be seen as also the crowning glory in what has been Prime Minister's image as Hindu Hriday Samrat. Let's try and get more details of this temple and what makes it so special. With me is Mitali, who works as a volunteer, and she'll be doing a guided tour for us.
Absolutely.
Mitali, what makes it special? I believe there are 3 temples in UAE. But what makes this BAPS temple so unique?
So behind us we can see the BAPS Hindu Mandir. What makes this very, very unique is that this is going to be the first temple of its kind in the Middle East. The temple has been built according to the ancient Indian scriptures, the Shilpa Shastras. This is a stone temple and the first of its kind in all of Middle East.
Okay, so it's first of its kind, and these carvings, where is the stone from? I believe it is from Rajasthan. Yes. And where did the artisans come from?
So on the outside of the mandir, you can see it is pink sandstone, which also blends beautifully with the color of the sand in the deserts around us. That's right. On the inside, you can see white, pristine white Italian Carrara marble, which has been carved. Let me also show you a very beautiful carving on the outside. The story of the mandir began in 1997 when Pramukh Swami Maharaj visited the United Arab Emirates, and he sat in the desert of Sharjah and he said, may there be a temple in Abu Dhabi that will be a symbol of global love, peace and harmony. This is the carving that depicts that story.
In the middle of this desert, if the camera could pan and show that, there is this oasis of heritage with video journalist Mursaleen. This is Maria Shakil from BAPS Temple here in Abu Dhabi.
You can see that entire report at 8:30, in fact, this evening. Let's move on now. In a major diplomatic triumph for India, 8 veterans of the Indian Navy who were sentenced to death in Qatar were released by Doha today. The capital punishment was commuted to an extended prison term earlier following diplomatic intervention by New Delhi.
The first images of 7 of the 8 ex-Navy personnel who were sentenced to death in Qatar stepping out of Delhi airport early this morning. Their release, unexpected and sudden, ends an 18-month ordeal where they were taken into judicial custody after being accused of espionage.
वापस इंडिया पहुंच गए हम सेफ एंड साउंड और डेफिनेटली ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री मोदी को धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे.
Without the intervention of Prime Minister Modi, it wouldn't be. आज हम आपके सामने खड़े नहीं हो रहे होते.
Very thankful to the government and Prime Minister Modi कि हम लोग बाहर आ सके और वापस अपने कंट्री में आ सके.
We have waited almost 18 months to be back in India.
Put in solitary confinement, the families of the men were stunned when, despite their appeals for release, they were sentenced to death. Ultimately, those charges were commuted to lengthy jail terms for the men, but finally, now, relief.
We are grateful for their return. We deeply appreciate the decision of the Qatar's government and the Amir to release them. Honorable Prime Minister has himself personally, constantly supervised all the developments in this case.
The process to release the men who were involved in training the Qatar Navy and worked for a company called Al Dhara picked up pace when the Prime Minister met the Emir of Qatar on the sidelines of the UN Climate Change Summit in Dubai in December. India and Qatar have strong strategic ties. The Prime Minister is scheduled to again meet the Emir on the 14th of this month in Qatar, and just last week, India's Petronet agreed to import 7.5 million tons of LNG annually from Qatar for 2 decades, the largest ever extension of a deal of its kind. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Some political news now. Congress's Sonia Gandhi is likely to move to the Rajya Sabha, in fact, handing over the family bastion of Rai Bareli to her daughter Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Sources have told NDTV the veteran leader is likely to be nominated for a Rajya Sabha seat in Rajasthan. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra may contest the Lok Sabha elections, upcoming Lok Sabha elections from the family pocket borough of Rai Bareli. This would be Mrs. Gandhi's first, Priyanka Gandhi's first election as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. Let me go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who is joining us with more details on this. Sunil, you know, we were discussing this earlier. This will be a big shift as for the Congress party as well. Priyanka Gandhi possibly fighting from Rai Bareli, the pocket borough of the Congress party, the Gandhi family. But the fact remains, these are big shoes that she will have to fill in.
That's right. In fact, for Sonia Gandhi, it's been a long road It's the family association right from the time Rajiv Gandhi, got into politics and which she vehemently opposed at that time. That dates back to the 80s after the untimely death of Sanjay Gandhi. So for her association with Amethi and Raebareli has been long. It's been decades. Now, of course, because of her health as well as her age, 77, the decision, and we are expecting that official announcement later tonight, or if not tomorrow morning, where Mrs. Gandhi will be contesting from Rajasthan. So it's a big shift for her personally, as a person who has suffered not only a number of deaths within her family or assassination attempts, being at the side of when Indira Gandhi was assassinated, as well as Rajiv Gandhi. And it's in that context now for her to make that big shift and rising to become the Congress president for the longest serving ever. And now to get into the Rajya Sabha for her and her family, it's going to be extremely difficult. Raebareli and Amethi have also changed drastically with the BJP being in power for the last 6 years and 7 years in the state. And it's no more completely their pocket borough. So it's going to be extremely tough for them in this election, and really leaving it for the younger guard to take over and see if they can be able to keep up with the family name.
That's right. Important test for Priyanka Gandhi there. Remember, Amethi was the constituency, also adjacent constituency, a stronghold of the Gandhis, which Rahul Gandhi lost for the first time in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Thank you so much, Sunil, for joining us with all those details. Moving on now, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and the born-again Janata Dal United BJP government sailed through a trust vote today after the opposition, the Rashtriya Janata Dal, in fact, walked out along with the Congress and the left from the assembly.
नहीं बोलेंगे, तकलीफ हो रही है। मैं कहना चाहता हूँ विकास की गति बढ़ रही थी, अब बाद में जो इधर उधर करें। और आप कहाँ चले गए मुख्यमंत्री जी? आपके पक्ष में 129।
An easy predicted 129-0 victory for Nitish Kumar and the BJP in the Bihar Assembly Trust vote, after the opposition RJD Congress left combined walked out. But not before a furious Tejasvi Yadav unleashed a barrage of sarcastic taunts and swipes at his former ally Nitish Kumar, reminding the Bihar Chief Minister's new partner, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP, of the Paltu Kumar label.
9 बार उन्होंने शपथ लेकर के इतिहास रचने का काम किया और 9 बार तो लिया ही महोदय, लेकिन एक ही टर्म में 3-3 बार लिया, ऐसा अद्भुत नजारा हम लोगों ने नहीं देखा। क्या मोदी जी गारंटी लेंगे फिर से पलटेंगे कि नहीं पलटेंगे, जरा बता के दिखा दो।
But despite the bluster, there were multiple setbacks for Tejasvi and the RJD. At least 3 RJD MLAs voted for Nitish Kumar and the BJP during the floor test, giving the Bihar CM a convenient buffer over the 122 majority mark and a chance to hit back at Tejasvi and the RJD.
कब से हमने काम करना शुरू किया 2005 से, और 2005 से जब काम शुरू हुआ है और उसके बाद बिहार का कितना विकास हुआ है, और हमारे पहले इनके पिता को और इनकी माता को 15 साल तक काम करने का मौका मिला, तो क्या हुआ था बिहार में जी?
After the win, Nitish and the BJP are now all set to contest the coming Lok Sabha polls together in Bihar, unless there is yet another twist in the state. With Manish Kumar and Habib Ali, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Meanwhile, the incidents of violence and serious allegations in Sandesh Khali, West Bengal have had political repercussions, with the BJP targeting the TMC. Earlier in the day, 6 BJP MLAs, including leader of opposition Shubhendu Adhikari, was suspended for the rest of the session of the Legislative Assembly. Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani then took on the TMC over the issue. The TMC then hit back at the minister.
From Sandesh Khali.
Political face-off over horrific allegations from women in Bengal's Sandesh Khali, with Union Minister Smriti Irani hitting out at the TMC and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee.
Can we, as citizens, be mute spectators? Who is this man who is charged by the women of Sandesh Khali. Till now, everybody was wondering who is Sheikh Shah Jahan. Now the question is that Mamata Bandyopadhyay has to answer, where is Sheikh Shah Jahan?
Now they were declared...
The TMC hit back at Smriti Irani, accusing her of giving communal colour to allegations of rape. Sandesh Khali has been on the boil since January 5th. Tension flared up again last week, but this time several serious allegations have been made. Mamata Banerjee said a team from the State Women's Commission has visited. The governor of West Bengal also cut short his Kerala trip and visited Sandesh Khali. The governor tied rakhis on the women who met him with complaints. Sources say he's expected to file a report on the incident to New Delhi.
She has made a difference in the religion. What about Bilkis Banu's case? Why hasn't she said? She wants actually to provoke people there and to create an unrest. That is what BJP and CPM they are doing there.
Earlier in the day, 6 BJP MLAs were suspended from the assembly for the rest of the session after they came into the well of the house, shouted slogans and wore t-shirts referencing the Sandesh Khali incident. A delegation of BJP MLAs was stopped from going to Sandesh Khali.
Today, we all BJP MLAs raise our voice against the atrocity, physical torture, humiliation and rape against the women in Sandesh Khali area. For that reason, they suspended 6 BJP MLA.
Now there have been imposition of section 144 of prohibitory orders that bans a large gathering, but the police have stopped them here. This is the bus in which the BJP MLAs were going to go to Sandesh Khali, but they've not been allowed to go from here. They've been stopped. On Tuesday, senior TMC leaders Partha Bhaumik and Narayan Goswami are also expected to make a visit to Sandesh Khali. But the politics over the serious incidents in Sandesh Khali will escalate in the coming days as the BJP plans to respond to the TMC's attack over women's safety issues. With Vasudha Venugopal in New Delhi, in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
All right, in the end, India's digital public infrastructure revolution is admired by all. And what reiterates this is the fact that a week after United Payments Interface, UPI, was launched in France, Sri Lanka and Mauritius have now enabled the Indian digital payment system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi joined his Mauritian counterpart and Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe virtually to witness the launch. RuPay cards have also been introduced in Mauritius.
आज एक विशेष दिन है। अपने ऐतिहासिक संबंधों को आज हम आधुनिक डिजिटल रूप से जोड़ रहे हैं। ये हमारे लोगों के विकास के लिए हमारे कमिटमेंट का प्रमाण है। फिनटेक कनेक्टिविटी के माध्यम से केवल क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रांजैक्शंस की ही नहीं, क्रॉस बॉर्डर कनेक्शन को भी बल मिलेगा। भारत का यूनिफाइड पेमेंट्स इंटरफेस यानी यूपीआई आज नया दायित्व निभा रहा है, यूनाइटिंग पार्टनर्स विद इंडिया।